Okay, so in this video we're going to discuss tax. We all loathe it and hate it, but it is a necessity of life. Let's go to examples, and I'm going to pull up single transaction example. So we may or may not have seen this in previous videos. Let's just simplify this a little bit. Let's just delete those lines there. Let's just set that as a contact. There we go. So let's set that to, so it's 2 items at £50, so net price would be 100 if exclusive VAT. So let's post that in. Oh, hello, we've got some discount in there. Let's remove that because that's making it. Right, okay. So net value of £100, 2 items, 50, tax 20. 20% tax here in the UK currently. So it's the amounts are exclusive of VAT or tax or GST or whatever you want to call them around the world. So how do we control that and what can we do with it? Well, okay, so there we saw PostTrans calculating the total tax. If you bring this in from an external system, a file, CSV file, you may have problems because the external system basically is applying some rounding, maybe wrongly, in which case you may have to deal with it. So there is actually a tag in here, TL tax manual amount, and we can add that, and when that's added, each transaction will import the tax amount that you specify in that cell. It's your responsibility to make sure that value is correct. So let's press import now. Yeah, £19 tax, and thus that's gone in. Let's just double click on that to see it in Xero, and I presume that was 60, yeah, 67, this top one here. There we go, £19 tax, and it's accounted for the adjustment within itself. Very nice. So that's how you cope with that. Now you can in Xero, I'm just deleting that tag and its contents and its cell. You can specify inclusive of tax. So if we go into setup, we can go into the defaults, and you can see here we've got inclusive of tax. And by the way, this is all explained. If you press this button here, it takes us to a nice web page that explains what's going on here. So there was our exclusive of VAT. What it's saying here is in inclusive, it works in 2 different ways. For instance, it will now calculate £100, but treat it as an inclusive of VAT. So now if we bring that in, we should see it's worked out the tax as inclusive. And there is our inclusive of tax sales invoice within Xero. But also that explanation also talks about there is an extra tag called inclusive of tax total. In which case, you know, you could write £110. I think you can write £110. I can't remember whether we need to delete the unit price, whether it treats that now as the complete value of that line and works out the tax backwards from that one value. Nope, it doesn't. Okay, let's take out the unit price. We don't want the unit price anymore. Let's delete its note. Now let's do it. Yeah, so 91 plus 18 is 110, which is what we've got on the sheet. So yeah, that brought that in with inclusive of VAT. Now, the important is, there we go, do amount 110. So now if we wanted to add a payment to that record, we would probably use this column because it's given us the correct amount. Let's just try that out. I'm going to be very bold here. I'm going to go payment. THPay. We need, let's move that to there. Let's set the bank, let's set the amount. Oh no, let's not set the amount actually. Let's delete that. It would need to go in as authorized. We'll set the bank account. Let's press space and tab away, and there's all my bank accounts. And we'll set the payment ref. And if you watch the videos about file importation, you'll see this done with many transaction lines at once. Let's take that out of there, in which case PostTrans should now import that, and a matching payment to that bank account. Yeah, payment 110. Okay, posted. Invoice 100. Invoice 70, which is paid. Look. So now we can drill in there. So yeah, 110. There was the tax, and I presume if we click on here, we can see the payment with our payment reference against it to 223, 29 blah 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 2. So anyway, that's a little bit about tax and the different methods of bringing it in, and indeed bringing in a payment too.